Thank you, Gretchen, for the opportunity to meet with you and Renu this afternoon and continued our discussion about the importance of women in innovation and entrepreneurship, a topic that we're all very passionate about. And as I was doing the research for my book, The Innovation Mindset, it was really important to me to be able to show women the women that had preceded them on paths to being innovators and entrepreneurs and creating a lot of the products and services and solutions that we even take advantage of today. And we talk a lot about the Teslas and the Musks and the Jobs and the Bezos, but there have been some amazing women innovators throughout the course of history. So in the spirit of celebrating International Women's Month in March, I'd like to call out a couple of the women that I've cited in the Innovation Women Hall of Fame, which is a chapter in my book. And we can credit Josephine Cochran, who lived in the early 1900s. She hailed from Ohio, and she designed the first dishwasher. So thank you, Josephine. What would any of us do without a dishwasher today? Next on our list is Betty Nesbitt Graham, and she lived in the early part of the 1900s all the way up to 1980 in Dallas, Texas. She was also the mother of one of the Monkees, which was a rock band in the 1960s, and she developed liquid paper. So the liquid paper that you use when you used to use the old-fashioned typewriters and you had to mark out your error, she invented that. And it's still on supermarket and drugstore and Office Max shelves today, because you never know when you might need to cross something off of a piece of paper. So we can thank her for that. Next on our list is Hedy Lamarr, and I do watch Turner Classic Movies every once in a while. So if you're an aficionado like I am, you might know Hedy Lamarr as a starlet from the 1930s and 40s. But what you probably don't know about her is she, even though she wasn't formally trained as an engineer, she had the mind of an engineer. She actually had a drafting table in her Hollywood apartment where she lived, and she was constantly doodling and drawing and making things. And with her composer friend, George Antheil, she developed the first precursor to the GPS and Wi-Fi system as we know it today. She was very concerned about World War II, and she wanted to create a way for the US Navy to be able to scramble the signal so that the Axis powers wouldn't be able to intercept our submarines and our torpedoes. And so she created a way to scramble those signals, and it was the precursor to Wi-Fi and GPS. So a wonderful contribution that Hedy Lamarr made, and she now is in the Innovator Hall of Fame. She was administered posthumously after she died in about the 1990s. Next on our list is Mary Anderson. So Mary lived in the early 1900s. She was from Greene County, Alabama, and she invented the first windshield wipers. So we can credit her with that accomplishment. We know that there's been a lot of technological advances, but she had the idea and created the first windshield wiper. She actually got the idea when she was riding on a cable car, and she was riding on a snowy day. And the cable car driver kept having to pause and take his gloves and wipe the windshield off. And so she got the idea that a windshield wiper that was automatic would solve a problem. And certainly she was right. And then the last on our list for today's discussion is Barbara McClintock. In 1983, she won a Nobel Prize for her discovery, and she studied chromosomes and their mutations, and was some of the precursor work that helped to understand how cancer mutates and changes in the body. So this is our lineup of women from the past. They had a lot that they had to overcome, as you can imagine. A lot of them had to figure out how to patent their work. Not everybody was able to bring it to fruition as far as commercialization. They definitely started it, and others sometimes had to improve and increment and advance on their invention. But these women are known as the inventors of these technologies.